Here's how to make your very own ringtone without having to go to Apple Store. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to start with Candio. And as you can see, it plays. And it's the whole song. Alright? What we do is we go in here, we do a Get Info. And on this Get Info tab, there is an Options tab. Okay? That Options tab has a start time and a stop time. So what we can do is experiment, say around 11 seconds for our start time, and see if that's where we want our ringtone to start. So now we double click to play the file again and see where it starts. Okay, so a little bit further along. Now through the magic of television, I can show you that what we've actually done here, clear that one out. What we've actually done here is we've already worked with Candio, and we're very happy with the start and the stop. 11.7 seconds for the start, 31 seconds for the stop. And you can go all the way down to many, many decimal places to get just right. So, let's see. How are we going to do this? Put this at the bottom. And we're going to turn off repeat. And let's listen to our ringtone. This is how it's going to work on the phone. Very clean beginning. So that's a pretty clean cut. Now, it's never going to repeat on the phone because phones don't ring long enough. There's a maximum amount of time you can make a ringtone. It's 30 seconds. I urge you to stay below that. If it's over 30 seconds, iTunes will not copy it to the telephone. So, you still want to have those transitions be able to wrap because you might play it as an alarm. So, let's see how this one rolls. I'm going to move it up to it's almost the end. Let's see how it rolls. Whoops. Crap. Let's put it on repeat. Try that again. Very nice transition. So once we've got our timing all set up, we want to create a copy of that. Now, in Preferences, when you're creating a ringtone, it's critical that your import settings are set to the AAC encoder. The AAC encoder is Apple's encoder. I don't like to use it generally, which is why I use a different computer to create ringtones. However, do what you have to do, but definitely, be sure and put it back if you're using MP3s. Anyway, so it's got to be on AAC in order to create a ringtone. I've left it at 128K because I really don't want to fuck around with anything when I'm creating a ringtone. It's cranky enough about ringtones. So, we make sure that's our import settings, and we go ahead and right-click on our file that has our timing all set up, and we click on Create AAC Version. It's as simple as that, and in just a few seconds we have another file. And you can't see it from the camera, but this file is 19 seconds long, and that's all it is. And if we play it, we see it's exactly the same as our ringtone. So, then you right-click on our new shortened file, our 19-second file, and we say Show in Windows Explorer. And that opens up this handy window, which is our Windows Explorer. And we rename this file. It's right now an M4A. If it's not an M4A, go back and set your settings to AAC because you screwed something up. we're going to change it to M4R. And of course, Windows will panic and we say yes, that it's okay to do that. Now at this point, I also move it into my ringtones directory, just for safekeeping. It's not necessary, but it helps. So I'm going to right click on this and select Cut, and go into my music folder, iTunes, iTunes Music, scroll down to R, and there's ringtones. And I get a lot in there. I'm going to right click on some dead empty space in here, and I will say paste. And there's our ringtone, M4R. We now drag that into our library, which we can't see here. It's the red thing, you know, the thing that says no, no, no. But you can copy it into the library itself. Once you get over here, it turns into a plus. Bam! Should appear over here in ringtones. And you can see there it is as a ringtone. Here's my ringtones button, and here's Candy-O as our ringtone. Just what we expected. You don't want this many ringtones, and I will show you why. And I'm going to plug in my phone in order to do that. And what we see is that if you have too many ringtones, it will flip out and it'll refuse to copy all of the ringtones to your phone. It may duplicate some, it may reject some outright. It's just not good mojo. Apparently, it's just not too happy about extra tones. And so we work around Apple and we say, okay, I'm not going to add all ringtones. I can have a lot in my iTunes library, but I'm not going to add too many. And over here we go to the Ringtones tab. There we are at the Ringtones tab. And I have a click next to only those ones that I want. There's some early mod with the creation. There's the Star Wars Death March. And I'm going to uncheck that and recheck it because it wasn't showing up on my phone, which again is ordinary. We just, like Tom Petty says, it's just the normal noises in here. So I'm going to click on Candy-O. I'm going to click Apply Settings. I'm going to stop the current sync. Actually, I'm just going to stop the backup. And it looks like it's syncing. Definitely appears to be syncing. These are all good things. And if there was a pause button on this recorder, now would be the time that I was hitting it. Unfortunately, there's only a stop button. So we're going to continue to let this sync go, and as it tries to back up again, we're going to stop it in the interests of time. Then once that sync finishes, we'll go back to our phone. And we'll see what's happening on the phone. I'm not going to hit cancel sync here because I don't want to. In fact, I don't want to cancel the sync, remember. I only want to cancel the backup. If you cancel the sync after applying the settings, you will have to resync again to get the ringtones over there. So, we simply unlock, and then I use my handy-dandy secret key, and we jump into our ringtone-y thing, and we hit sounds, and we just look at our currently assigned main ringtone, and we see that indeed Candy-O is right here. But look, the Star Wars Death March isn't there, so whatever. So, who do I want to assign this ringtone to? I'm going to assign it to Gail. So, I simply bring up my phone. I have to find her in the contacts list because this can't be done in the favorites list. I don't know why, but it's kind of stupid. So we jump in here, we see that there's another Find Cars tune, and we assign it to Candy-O. I don't know if that sounded right. Perfect. And we go back, and that, my friends, is all we got. Thank you very much. Drive through.